Hi, everyone, and welcome to This Week at Little Hills. I am so glad to be with you once again as we continue our journey at the moment through the new City Catechism. We're thinking about the basics of the faith, things that if you're new to the faith, it's good to explore. And if you're a lifelong Christian, we should always come back to and absorb because it comes to the heart what God cares about. And this week, as we prepare to go into Sunday School Express, we're going to be looking at question 8, which is, what is the law of God stated in the Ten Commandments? Now, you can find the Ten Commandments in Exodus chapter 20. You can also find it in Deuteronomy chapter 5. And I like the New City Catechism's brief summary of it. It hits every one of the Ten Commandments, and let's just read that just quickly. It says, "You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above or on the earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony. You shall not covet." There's, of course, more detail, but that hits the heart of it. And I encourage you this week, go, even if you've read it a million times, go and read one of those two places that you can find the Ten Commandments and just absorb it. And as you do, and as we do that together, what are we finding? We're finding details of how we live out the two greatest commandments, to love God and to love our neighbors. That is what God has called us to, and that's what the Christian life looks like. We do those things not to earn God's favor, but because we are loved by God, and He has called us to look like our family, the family of God. So how can we do that this week? I encourage you tomorrow night, join us in person or online at 5:30 p.m. for worship. And then 15 minutes after service, we'll jump into Sunday School Express and talk more about this passage, to think about these 10 commandments. It's not the whole of what God asks us to do, but it sure does capture the heart of it. And I can't wait to share more of that with you. Speaking of things to share with you, you may notice I have my Faithtoberfest shirt on. We did not have Faithtoberfest this year, but let's call it Faithsummerfest. In just about a month, almost exactly a month, we are going to have a Christmas faith tree. We will have a joyful, festive gathering. We're going to bring the best of Faithtoberfest into our traditional beginning of Christmas celebration, and that will be in person and online. We'll have those gathering around the world once again to share in the reading of scripture, the singing of favorite and new Christmas songs and carols. We'll have the very first Little Hills Christmas choir taking part in that. It's going to be wonderful, and that's going to be on a Friday night. It is. Let's go ahead and put it on our calendar right now. If we go there, just flip open your calendar as we talk about this. You are going to see that we're in November now, and on Friday, the 8th of December, just go right there, add it right now to your calendar. Before that, though, as long as you're in your calendar, December 1st, so the first 2 Fridays in December, we have special things going on at Little Hills. We are going to have Blue Christmas. And if you're struggling with grief and sorrow this holiday season as we approach, you know someone who is struggling. They've lost someone this year. Blue Christmas is a place to come before God and say, God, I'm struggling with this. Yeah, I know you've done wonderful things. And so that's Friday the 1st of December, Friday the 8th of December. We have a Christmas faith tree, a joyful entry into the season. And together, those two things are going to help us set our minds on what's important as we turn to the Christmas season. So I hope that you'll join us for that. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Hope to see you tomorrow. And then, of course, at those events coming up in the near future.